King Cobra JFK, right? It's a lolcow I've talked about a lot, right? Whether it be just him as a person or his girlfriend. I think one day I want to do a bit of a in-depth lore, or just at least a general lore or something unique to the guy, right? Because I feel like everybody's done it. But let's not talk about that right now. I want to talk about more about how King Cobra doesn't view himself as a lolcow, even though he is a lolcow. But why doesn't he view himself as a lolcow? I think because the term has a very negative connotation, right? It usually means somebody who has failed in their career or failed in their life and is overreacting or is lashing out against the world. They're raging against the machine that they're in, and they do many dumb mistakes. King Cobra fits the bill basically perfect. And I'm not trying to down the man. I really do like King Cobra, and I think a whole separate video to go into why I feel why people like King Cobra, why I like King Cobra, something more wholesome. But for now, we're not gonna go talk about that too much. For now, we're talking about how he is a lolcow. He has backlash. He has done so many things that he got in criticism. The whole thing with Jessica, the whole thing about the moving situation, the whole thing about his pet lizard. He shows very clear traits that makes him a lolcow, whether it's him lying, denying, being kind of manipulative. He's less of a narcissist because he is self-aware. Making terrible relationship mistakes, right? Or even being financially irresponsible, financially dumb. King Cobra is every right a lolcow, but the fact that he doesn't view himself as a lolcow is interesting, given what I just said. And I think that's for the best for a guy like him, because I feel like if he becomes more and more of a lolcow, his life will become more and more of a disaster. Now, I do know that a lot of people wanted King Cobra to be the next Christian, and that clearly can't happen. It just isn't possible for a guy like that who is highly self-aware of who he is, his environment. But also, I think it's because he had a father who's actually supported and actually is there and is a younger age compared to Christian dad who is just not, he was just so old, right, that he just couldn't be there for his son, where obviously King Cobra is the opposite, right? And I think that's what it's probably stopping him. And if anything, I think it's his dad who's convincing him that you're not a lolcow, you're just this weird individual on the internet, and the trolls, they're just trolling you to make you think like a lolcow. And why am I even bringing this up? Why this topic is even a thing? Well, it's because of really two people. Grace and Keem, or really the guy from lolcow, brought up that King Cobra does not like to view himself as a lolcow, and if anything, does not see himself as a lolcow. Again, given the evidence I've shown, or at least I said, he is a lolcow. But the fact that, again, he doesn't view himself, and I know I'm repeating myself, so we're getting out of that repeating cycle. He has the capability of not being a lolcow. I think if he really did not want to be a lolcow, I think first thing he needs to do is just buckle down. Maybe cut a lot of the crap he did. But the problem with that is, if he was to, let's say, not do the food review, not make his wine or his meat, actually, if he was not, making terrible relationship moves, right? If he wasn't making, hit the wand and saying all this magical stuff. Oh god, he wouldn't be interesting. He wouldn't be King Cobra. And I think that's always one of the hardest things. There are just certain characteristics that people have that makes them lolcows. And because of all of that, it's really hard. Because he is a lolcow. Yet, if you remove all the stuff, he wouldn't be interesting or even likable or even somebody that you can, easily have a beer at a bar. I think that is just this weird dynamic of King Cobra. A man who does not see himself as a lolcow, but in every sense of the word, in every characteristic of the word, he is a lolcow. And I think that's what really makes him so likable in the end. What makes him so attractive. What makes him so people want him on their show, or people want to talk to him or interact with him. Because he is one step closer to not being a lolcow. Yet he takes 10 steps backward and he's still a lolcow. And in the end, I think a man like that should be kind of respected and sort of treated well. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe he won't hear this video. But I think, as much as I know he is a lolcow, I think he is a good lolcow in the sense that he's not a criminal. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't really lie as much compared to Mo. He hasn't manipulated people or scammed people. I think he's just a lolcow because he does dumb things, and I think in a way, I think that's what redeems him. That's what redeems who he is, and that's why I kind of like the guy. He is our favorite lolcow who thinks he's not a lolcow, and I think that's perfectly fine for King Cobra. Well, until then, y'all, have a good one, be safe, and God bless. Till next time.